What's up, everybody? Trying this for the first time live. Board Talk, Mike Motivation. I got 4 things to talk about. How to maximize your time, especially when you're graduating. My young people, please, it's snowing outside. Nobody's in school. If I was to go back and talk to Mike at 17, this thing is when I graduated when I was 17. I'm going to break down how to maximize your time and how to get to that spot where you can increase your chance of maximizing your stability, your success, and future success. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. First time doing this. I just don't feel like editing. I'd rather just do it live. Let me know what you think. First one is 17 to 25. You got 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25. I want you to think about this. 25, all right, cut off at the top. That's cool, that's cool. So 25, you got 8 years. When you graduate high school, you got 8 years to do something constructive, to educate yourself, and to get to a better place in your career. So let's talk about different career spaces. You got retail, you got warehouse, boy, you got higher education, you have state jobs, or federal, you got tech, what else? Some kind of civil service, I guess. You got construction. You got trade. And that's just to name a few. It's all kind of things out there. So, why am I saying it? When you graduate high school, you have to think about what career fits you. What career fits your personality? What can I do with efficiency that I can do every day? Because everybody's not a celebrity. Everybody don't rap. Everybody don't sing. Everybody's not going to be a pro athlete. But there are a majority of the people working in these fields, depending on where you at in the country. But when you graduate high school, 17, 18, when you graduate, that's when most people graduate. Oh yeah, military too as well. Shout out to the people who are retiring. I think Messina Porter, shout out to her. She about to retire from the military. And she started young too. Take heed of that, young people. She started young too. You graduate when you're 17, 18. That's the average, graduation age, 17, 18. Now, take away 2 years, that's 6 years. 19 through 25, 6 years. Oh man, I cannot spell today. What's going on with me? All right. EARS, 6 years. Now we talked about the career. I'm gonna show you something. Most degrees, you got associate's degree, which is 2 years, bachelor's degree. Well, I don't know what I'm doing today. I just put bachelor's, 4-year degree. Let's do bachelor's. A bachelor's 4 years. You have an MBA or a master's degree, which is another, I think, 2 years, depending on your pace. You have law. After your bachelor, I think it's another 3 or 4. Let's do 3 or 4, one of them. 3 or 4 years. And then you have trade school. A trade, depends on which trade you want to go into. You may have to do it for maybe 4 or 5 years. Then you do your journeyman. I don't know vocation, I'm not sure. What am I saying is, if you take the time in these 6 years from 19, I don't say just start at 7, 18, instead of doing, people talking about they do a gap year. You just don't never know what happened in life to do a gap year. But if you're willing to take that risk, by me, hey, take it, but you got to take what come with it. But if you take advantage from when you graduate to 25, 4 years, if you did that in 4 years, think about that. If you did, a worst case scenario, 4 years, you'll be done by 21. And that's if you do it at a relaxed pace. If you went to school fall, spring, then you went to classes in the summer, you may be done with a bachelor's degree in probably 2.5 or 3 years, depending on your pace. Now, let's say if you wanted to do a trade and you did it 5 years, so you'll be done by the time you're 22. Time management is so important when you're younger. You want to invest your time wisely. You don't want to waste or spend all of your time just hanging out, partying, because what's going to happen is when you get to that 25 threshold and you start getting older, like around 27, 28, you're going to start to feel that you're not making enough as an adult. I'm telling you from experience, I've been there. That's why I'm doing this, to reach back and to try to tell that kid that's willing to hear this, or even middle-aged person, you have to manage your time and invest your time in the things that'll bring you value as you age in life. So when you think about that, 2 years associates, 4 years bachelor's. After your bachelor's, you got 2 more years of master's, law 3 or 4 more years, whether you go part-time or full-time. If you want to do a trade right out of high school, 4 or 5 years, you get your journeyman. Vocation, I'm not sure, maybe a couple years, like cutting hair, all kind of vocations out there. But it takes time. That's why you have to invest your time. So now that I got that out the way, now let's talk about strategy. Let's talk about strategy. Let's say you want to go to college. What's the first thing that you want to do if you want to go to college? What's the first thing you want to do? First thing you want to do is the ACT and get a good score, the best score you can get. Why ACT? The ACT is a entrance exam in the college, but it will save you so much time on college, on your classes that you can take. I didn't take the ACT. So what happened when I didn't take the ACT? Went to Pulaski Tech. They take you in a room. I don't know if they still do it or not. It's been a while. And you have to do a compass test. It's called a compass test. When you take the compass test, it's kind of like a placement in place of the ACT, the people who didn't take the ACT. But if you take this ahead of time, you won't even have to worry about that. The next thing you do when you graduate, you get your transcript from high school and you show your diploma, you fill out application. I'm gonna put some space in there. You fill out college application. Or, to be, if you want to go to a trade, you go to the trade that you want to attend. You go to the trade office and you talk to them about what you need and you fill out the application to be a part of a trade or a union. The information is out there. All you got to do is go look for it. It's out there. In Little Rock, we have plenty of trades, whether it's plumbing, electrician, carpenter, painting, many things to do to increase your value. You just have to go out there and look for it and find it. And it's out there. The next thing is, once you fill out the application for college after you take the ACT, they're probably going to have a list of things for you to do. You're probably going to have to get your shot records. What else you got to get? I think you might have to make sure you register for the armed services as far as register in case they do a draft, but you have to do that when you turn 18. I think at the post office still, you have to do that. A slew of other things. I might make a video about the college. Let me know in the comments, would you like to see that? A video about the college application experience. We can do that in a separate video. But here's the thing about the strategy. If you make the strategy about going to college, go to a trade, you have to think about, am I going to work and go to school? Or am I going to go to school full time? What is your schedule? Because you got so much time after you graduate as an adult. If you're not working, you have so much time now. And you have to be able to use that time in different slots to do different things that can give you productivity, that can bring you success and increase your value. And there's so much stuff out there now that you can do without even going to school. But I would say go to school because a lot of stuff, if you go to school for something in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, if you go to school for one of those fields, they're always in demand. Always in demand. Now, are there other fields you can take in college that make sense? Yes. One field is technical writing. That's a field you can take. Technical writing is a field you can take. Marketing, I think, is something you can take. Business management. Why am I saying these things? And when you think about a strategy, let's say if you want to be an entrepreneur, you go to college and take business classes and get a degree in business so you can understand how to operate, what to do, how to make business decisions. That's why you go to college for. So you can learn how to apply the principles. You got to learn how to apply business principles. That's why you take those classes. A lot of times people take classes because they want to just take easy stuff so they can say I graduated. But I would tell you, take something that will challenge you and give you the best value for whatever market you want to go in. Don't just take classes because it's easy, Scandinavian basket weaving, because you can say you got a degree, then when you go try to get a job, they're going to say, I don't know if this degree applies to what you're trying to get a job for. I've seen that happen many a times. So after you make a strategy, you go to the commitment. You have to think about the commitment that's involved. If you go to college, at least either a 2-year commitment, a 4-year commitment, and then if you do a master's or law or medical, it could be like 2 to 4 years, and I think it's additional for medical. So, what do I mean by commitment? When I say commitment, that means that no matter what happens, you're going to finish the 2-year plan, the 4-year, and the extra, whatever, if you decide to go higher education. You're going to make sure that you're able to finish those classes. If you're not able to fully commit, find something that you can commit to. The thing about college is it's very flexible. You don't have to take 4 classes a semester. You can take 2 classes. You can do 3 classes. You can do 1 class. They have an online program where you do 1 class every 9 to 15 weeks, and then you go to the next class. You can do that as well. But find something that fits your schedule that you can commit to without breaking that commitment. Because there are a lot of people who start stuff and then halfway into it, they stop. I am guilty of that when I was younger. I would start stuff and I wouldn't finish it. But I'm here to tell you that commitment is one of the most important words as an adult. Commitment. Being faithful, commitment, and being reliable. Your best ability is your availability. If you don't remember anything as I tell you, remember that your best ability is your availability. Now, getting off of strategy, we're going to, commitment, execution. How do you execute the strategy that you set before yourself? If I say I want to, like I did, I went to college. I got 4 years. 4 years, I did 3 classes a semester, 3 classes, fall, spring. And I did a couple classes in the summer. Then I worked full time. 40 hours a week. Make content. And that could vary. That varies on hours, depending on what I got going on. Kingdom work. That varies on the hours. And then there are a slew of other things, but that the execution, to execute those things, you have to understand what you're doing. You have to have these things like what's lined out before me. That's not even including like car stuff, life stuff. Being able to execute all of those things, even when life situations hit. Car breakdown. Let's write that down. Car breakdown. Doctor's appointments. Kids, school events. Church events. Work events as well. I can just keep writing stuff on here. Like being able to do these things and execute and I'm not gonna say you may not miss a beat, but you have to constantly manage your time on how to execute those things and everything is getting done in an efficient fashion. You have to learn these things as an adult. You have to learn how to do these things. 100%, you got to learn how to do these things. And once you understand how to make a strategy, understand the commitment, understand the execution, you start to do productive things and you start to see opportunities come your way and you're prepared to take on the opportunities. What I want to say is you got to increase your capacity. Some people may have this capacity, some people may have that capacity, some people may have this capacity. You have to determine what your capacity to do is. But to much is given, much is required. That means if you think you got this capacity, a lot of things going to fill up that capacity and you got to execute that. If you got this capacity or that capacity, you got to execute to your capacity. If you execute to your capacity, I promise you, you'll be productive, make good decisions, smart moves, opportunities will come your way, and all you got to do is take advantage of them. This is Mike. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will be back soon.